Well, I guess it's about time we took a look at this very ambitious project where I was trying to take air layering. Uh, well, air layering is not unusual, but I was trying to take more than a dozen off of one tree. And then number one and number two that I took off about a half a year ago was not a failure, but it was not very successful because there was only a small amount of root. So now we're at the year and a half mark. We're on the tail end of January 2024. This was started at July of 2022, so about a year and a half. So what I thought I'd do is start from the top, and this one here, actually there was one above that. That's the number one that came off, and it was so successful. This one feels like it's okay. So what I thought I'd do is cut that loose and then see how it's doing. And if it's doing well, then we'll go down and get the next one. Okay, so let me get the saw and cut this off. Okay, here we go. Well, it looks much better than the first one, so I'll get this ready to be potted. Okay, because we don't have a lot of roots, I removed a lot of the foliage. I'm just keeping my main line, right? And those of you that get greedy and try to keep all that with only this much root is usually destined to fail. So I'm going to put this in a pot and then get to the next one. Let's hope this one works too. You notice that I'm not using my electric saw. I don't want the vibration to damage what might be inside there. So let's hope that this is in good shape. Okay, this one looks like it's in pretty good shape. See a lot of root there. So, but still not enough to support this whole thing. So I will clean it up and get it potted. And this is the most important part. Don't get too greedy and try to leave everything on there. Okay, so number 3, number 4. I'm starting to mark them because, hey, memory is not that good anymore. So anyway, I got it marked. I think this time I'm going to take this one off. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm going to just get rid of this because I was using this branch so this thing does not slide down. And then this is the main tree. Looking better and better. So the same routine. I'm going to clean up the top so the root that we do have don't get stressed out trying to support too much. You could never support all this, so I'm going to get it all cleaned up, so main line only. It seems like this might have been better, but I was looking at this and taking this main side off and going this way, you get much better movement and taper. So I'm going to take this bigger one off. See? And I'll go ahead and clean it up. So it's 3, 4, and 5. This next one, I have to be very careful. I have a lot of top with this, and the one after that is down here. And if I damage this, I won't have an apex. But I think I should have made this thing a little bit higher. Yeah, that's kind of, maybe I'll go ahead and prune this out first. And then, yeah, well, these are the kind of stuff that you don't see when you're first working on it. Okay, I got rid of a lot of the, but I gotta be able to save this. So I'm thinking maybe I should take this off here and then get the saw in so that I could save this. I'm afraid if I try to cut this, I might damage this, and then that has to become the apex for this one down here. Okay, I was just checking. If this fails on me, then I could go up this line here. There's enough over here. It seems a little abrupt, but at least there's a backup idea. So what I'm going to do is take this off first and see if I could cut it and make sure this part doesn't get damaged. Well, one good thing, this is well rooted. So cut that off and save that so I could use that. Well, this tree is getting smaller. So now we got number 6. So far, everything's going according to plan. I'm going to take this one looks a little complicated. I'm going to take this one off, and then after that, I'll take this one. And then that should clean up enough so I can see what's inside there. So this one and this one. Okay, it looks like it's so-so. I'm gonna have to really clean this up because it's not as heavy as it could be or should be. Okay, so I'm gonna really thin it out. You know what happened on this? This side has nothing, right? I was not deep enough in the cambium layer, so this part healed over. That's why this side was okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and plant it and it should be okay. Okay, I buried this a lot deeper than it should be. I do that for stability. So the next go around when I redo the roots, probably in another year, it should be removed and then the root flare will be down below. So this stage, we just want these to survive. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Once it recovers, we'll get down to actually making them better. So it's going to be multi-step to get to a really good working bonsai material. I'm going to do this lower one next. Okay, that's the low one. Yep, you can see where it came from. Okay, this one's got a worse problem than the last. This part here, I guess I didn't get the cambium layer off enough, so it's only rooted on that side. So I'm going to have to do something fairly extreme to this to get this to survive. You see this much root, nothing on this side, right? So by reducing all this foliage, I think it should make it. This one I just took off is really bad. That's got a little bit like that. And I wonder if I even peel this back. If I did, it didn't do enough, right? So I'm gonna take this one off next. Okay. Well, let's see how this guy did. You know, there's a number of different ways to do this air layering, and I've tried them all, and for some reason this one seems to work best for me. So this is in pretty good shape. I'm gonna have to cut this off and go with one of the other lines. Okay, we're down to the final wire. I'm gonna open that up and see how I did in terms of rooting, because it's going to determine what the style is going to be when I get done here. Okay, so let me see what happens when I open that can. Not a very good result. It's got some root here. I guess I might be able to get it. That one, I guess we could have left it on there a little longer, but well, I could redo that and redo this. Okay, let me think this through, because it started, but it's just not a lot of roots. So there's a couple options for that. And let me get back to you. I see what happened to this. I did the peeling back here. I think the weight pushed it down. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to redo it? Well, I want to get to the next stage with this main tree. So I think I'm going to cut it off here and see what happens. Okay, this is what I decided to do. This one was worth trying again. So I put a new pot, this time a little bit bigger too. So I'm going to wait another half a year to see if this has really taken off. It should, because the roots were getting ready to start. But I was afraid to cut it off because it may not be enough. So anyway, I'm going to retry this part here. And then now I could start to think in terms of how I'm going to deal with this main tree. So this whole project was taking a big Niwaki and making it into a bonsai here. This main goal was this trunk and how I'm going to shape that up. I think it's going to get tilted once this last piece, that's the 11th one. If that gets removed, then the whole thing gets tilted. And then we still got another 5 to 10 year project. But we also have, well, altogether 11 pieces from one tree. Now I have to remember where I put those other, it might have been 3. I thought it was a dozen. Anyway, things got put away here and there. So I have most of them that rooted well. This one, number 9, is going to be treated as a hardwood cutting. I'll probably put it in the greenhouse for higher humidity, and the rest get put away so that it doesn't get bumped. It's going to take a half a year to a year before the roots get fully established. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for now. This has been the multiple air layered Japanese boxwood. We're looking at a year and a half from the time I got started. Now, if I was ambitious, I could take all these and make more cuttings, but I got plenty of boxwoods now, so I think I'm not going to do that. But if I were you and you're in this situation, I'd take all those pieces and make future bonsai out of it. Okay? Anyway, this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter.